Hello viewers, welcome to my Your Only Move is Hustle style guide. In this style guide, I will be outlining the three main factors in defining your own style in Your Only Move is Hustle. The three factors that will play into your style are 1. Game knowledge, 2. Ego, 3. Skill. With these three things, defining your own style and sauce will come with experience and time. However, I will be detailing how you can hone these skills to become a master of your own sauce. And no, baka, I'm not talking about the 6-digit number sauce. Okay, the main factor, game knowledge. The game is still being updated as of now, and since the game's release, many things have changed. Keeping in the know about basic game functions is crucial in honing the third factor, skill. You want to know the basics. With new mechanics constantly being added, you need to know how to take advantage of them. For example, an old player that doesn't know how to make use of the free cancel system would likely lose to a player who knows how to abuse it. I'm assuming most of you will know the basics, as this is a style guide. However, I am including an introduction to the mechanics here. So if you don't want to hear it, please skip to the next section in the video timestamp. Hello newbies! First off, welcome to YOMI Hustle. The mechanics are quite nice and don't take very long to get used to. On screen, you'll see many tools to work with. There's a move list for both you and your opponent, and you can preview what moves do and get a prediction that will play out on screen. Keep in mind this prediction is not always 100% right. You can preview your moves, but also try to get a feel for which move your opponent is going to throw out, and try to predict what they're going to do before making your move. You'll get more of a feel for this the longer you play. The DI button is a mechanic that some beginner players often skip over for some reason. DI can save you in certain situations. DI can be very useful. For example, if someone is throwing you, it's usually safer to DI straight down, as it makes it harder for them to follow up on the throw. Predicting which move your opponent is making and DIing to get farther away from them can reduce their combo game and extend how long you stay alive. Free cancels are less committal actionable that lets you move on your opponent's turn. Only select moves are free cancelable. But using your free cancels in each exchange is becoming more and more crucial in achieving success in Your Only Move is Hustle. Keep in mind, you can still be hit before you are actionable out of a free cancel. They aren't 100% safe, but they are a lot less committal and can sometimes catch your opponent off guard. Bursting is a mechanic that bursts the opponent off you. It's seen in many fighting games, and it works very similarly. Keep in mind, your burst can be parried, which lets the opponent get a free combo off you. Try to be unpredictable with it. A burst cancel can use your burst meter to change what move you're throwing out during a turn in which your opponent is actionable. It is very situationally useful, and I would advise against using it until you know you can be guaranteed safety or a hit after using it. That's basically it actually. The game revolves mostly around commitment and reads, so make sure you aren't being too predictable. Also, don't run away from the battle because you'll begin losing your meter. There's a mechanic called sadness that activates when you are running away too much. Okay, back to the main part of this style guide. Having any amount of ego is going to help determine your style. I am a believer in your ego fluctuating, and depending on how large or small your ego is at any given time will determine how saucy your reads and taunting game is. Low ego people are generally going to have less swagger than high ego people. However, don't worry about it if you have low ego. You can still have a low amount of ego and get cocky, which isn't always a bad thing, especially when you're putting someone with a high ego in their place. Keep in mind the fact that your main priority is to have fun. Don't be disrespectful, but be open to taunting your opponent in some ways. These methods are different on a per-person level. Tilting your opponent can also be a viable use of strategy. Just make sure your true intentions are no more evil than that. Knowing the right time to taunt, or if to taunt at all, will fluctuate per person. But building your own style and going with your gut is part of the process of obtaining sauce. Skill will also influence your style in many ways. A skill player will have a vast horizon of opportunities to sauce on their opponent. They will also have opportunity to make rinse and repeat combos. However, I would advise against this because it makes the game a whole lot less fun. Making your own combos on the fly is part of the fun of the game. The sauciest character to choose for this fact is probably Wizard. Depending heavily on how they are played, a wizard who runs away and spams projectiles will not nearly be as saucy as one who makes large commitments and receives gracious payouts for those commitments. You're able to achieve creative combos on any character. However, the move diversity on Wizard allows for a very different and unique combo game compared to the other two characters. Knowing what moves hit into each other is very useful on any character. Sometimes, choosing a less optimal combo will be more interesting. Making creative and unique combos are a huge part of your swag. especially so if you're making high damage combos that are hard to pull off or are harder to achieve. You're capable of doing crazy things in Yomi Hustle, so make sure you are always experimenting and not trying to follow any sort of formula. Following steps or formulas provides no swagger, and it turns the game into a snooze fest in my opinion. In my opinion, the moves that enable the most sauce are Orb, Gust, Mana Strike, and the Grass Hand on Wizard. Lasso, 1000 Slices Super, and gun moves, specifically Temporal Bullet on Cowboy. Caltrops, Substitution, Release Momentum, and the Weave on Ninja. Keep in mind, these enable the most sauce and are probably not the most saucy on their own. It's what you do with them and how you use them functionally that makes them saucy. Hard reads can play a large part in your swagger. A truly saucy player will be able to react to anything their opponent throws at them, and even be able to taunt them right in their face after the fact. Being able to commit to hard reads takes a lot of game knowledge and a firm resolve. A player who only goes for hard reads will eventually be punished, but it's nice for a skilled player to have a hard read at least once in every game. Seeing that disconnect button after you make a hard read makes you feel some kind of way. A good kind of way. Knowledge will always benefit you in Yomi Hustle, so next time you think, should I go for it? Do it. Having balls is part of having sauce. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. Goodbye.